There was 8 in the family, 4 boys and 4 girls. And I was the second baby.
Were you in a special place only for Aboriginal people?
Yeah, it was only for Aboriginal people. The government thought, well, we're going to get a few acres of land and we'll shove these Aboriginal families on it. You know, they looked at us like cattle and sheep, you know, fencing us in. Was on that mission, but there was the government even paid called a manager and his wife and family to come and live on the mission to control the family. They were supposed to help the Aboriginal families and that, but they controlled. The houses was all wooden. You had to be very careful walking around barefoot because there were splinters in the floor that came off the old wood. I seen my mother on her knees with a big dish of water with this sandstone, and she'd go from one back door and scrub. And she'd done that nearly every, 2 days a week. The floors were white. You could eat off them and smell very, very clean. And the splinters, she was with this sandstone, it was smoothing off the floorboards. My mum was a victim of the stolen generation. She was mistakenly taken by an Aboriginal man who was looking after them after her mum and dad passed, and put in Cootamundra girls' home. Her age would be about 8, right up until 17, 18. She was sent out to service to very rich people.
And then she met your dad?
Well, Dad was wandering around looking for this place called Wingham, nearly 20 kilometres from Tari. And that's when he seen my mum. And your mother, he said she was very, very, you know, an elegance about her.
Demeanor.
Well, it was a day, really, a day we were looking forward to go down, like always, all us kids, to go swimming in the Manning River. We played and had a really happy time, and there was this boy leaned over the rail of the bridge, said, "Hey, Ali, Ali Morris." He said, "Your mother just died." I was busy looking at everybody all coming around in a big circle in that cemetery. I noticed then these people, it was a white manager and his wife, police officer, and 2 other people. And all of a sudden, we're in a circle and our hands got ripped out away from the adults' hands. And we were running that evening of my mother's funeral. And the welfare officers and the white manager and his wife turned up at my brother's home, knocked on the door and said, "Where's Jim and the girls?" And my brother said, "Oh, I don't know." And when they come back again that morning, they said the same thing to my brother. "Where are they?" He said, "Oh, well," he said, "I'm sorry to tell you, Mr. Briggs," he said, "but the 3 of them, my 2 sisters and Dad, are in Dubbo at the moment. So there wasn't anything you can do. You know, it's just hard. In a strange home, strange place, strange home, strange woman. My sister-in-law, didn't know her, and I was about 13, 6 months afterwards. We ended up going back down to Purfleet. When we did go back home, my father knew it was time for him to teach us about our Aboriginal spirituality and culture. He had 2 boxes on the table. He had a white square box and a black square box. He said at the moment, he said, you're all living in the black box. In this black box is where you knew peace, is where you knew happiness. Then one day, you're going to leave that black box and go through this white door. You'll find things will be really, really different. While you're in this white box, I want you never, ever to forget your strength as an Aboriginal girl, knowing who you are. The day I did walk out of that black box, every bad experience I'd come across, I had the strength to continue because of my teaching in the black box, because I knew who I was, a proud black girl.
The story's right, the story's true. I would not tell lies to you, like the promise said they did not keep, and how they fenced us in like sheep. Said to us, come take our hand, set us up on mission land, told us to read, to write and pray, and they took the children